Hey there, my name's Taylor, and this is a recap of the Turbo Velo Tuesday Night Crit in Richardson, Texas. This is the Cat 4-5 race. I'm a Cat 4 racer myself, and right off the starting line here, that's my brother Rusty in front of me, and he's been doing quick starts the past couple weeks, so not too surprised to see him off the front. Another rider up there joined him, I'm not sure that guy's name, and I'm trying to not hold on to my brother's wheel. I want to kind of block the pack for him, sort of. We're not exactly a team, but still, it's something I can do. And Jason just bridged right there up to the group, and at this point I think, okay, well, 3 people is too many to have off the front, so let me try to bridge up to them. Probably not the right move there. I probably should have kept trying to block everyone else, but not totally sure what I was thinking at this point, honestly. Now we're coming into the start of the second lap, and not too much interesting happened the rest of that first lap. Same 3 guys off the front. Jason actually made a comment to me that he thought I was going to hold the pack up, which probably would have been the right move. And then this is Sean just in front of me to the left. He's a mountain biker, and so my brother's been out doing the mountain bike races, and it was nice to see Sean out here. But yeah, still just cruising around, trying to hang with the group. And for some reason I'm toward the front of it. Things slowed way down right here. You can see we're only going 18 miles an hour. We're into the wind, but still this is slower than I expected. And I was waiting for a move to happen off the left, and I was kind of boxed in here. There's riders in front of me and immediately to my left, so I couldn't chase after a move. But it didn't happen. Just this guy in the front, number 560, not sure who that is, I'll look him up. But got tired of pulling, I think. And then my brother got on the front and didn't want to put in a hard effort either, so everything kind of bunches up and everybody's riding real close to each other at this point. So here my brother, you can see him on the right there, takes an attack off the front and puts in a gap immediately with the group. So Sean and Jason are up there. They don't go after him. I looked him up. 560 is Caleb, so kudos to Caleb for pulling a lot of the first 2 laps. But my brother goes off the front and nobody from the pack goes after him. So I think everyone was just thinking, like, let's see what he does, and nobody wanted to go potentially work with him to make a breakaway happen. So he's off the front, I don't know, by 5 or 10 seconds, and, to me, that looks scary, I guess. Like, if I were trying to podium or something, which I'm not. I'm just trying to finish without getting lapped. But, yeah, he goes off the front, and so finally Jason decides, well, okay, I'll go try to drag him back, and a bunch of people go with him, so maybe the whole peloton goes, and I'm just getting washing machined here, going from the front of the pack to the back. But yeah, let's watch and see if Jason and the rest of the pack manage to bring my brother back on this straightaway into the wind. So I'm not completely at the back yet, but pretty much. Most of the field is in front of me at this point. Yeah, so if you look up ahead around the corner, my brother is only like half a bike length ahead of the rest of the group, so they caught up to him. His breakaway lasted about a quarter, maybe a half of a lap, and I got sent all the way to the back of the pack from more or less the front. So my strategy at this point is going to be to try to work my way back to the front so that if another breakaway kind of shoots off, I have that cushion to be able to fall back to the back of the group and not completely get dropped. So another attack goes here, again against the wind. I think my brother's still in the front, so maybe he's trying again for another attack. And exactly what I expected to happen will happen. I'm trying to keep up here. I'm putting down 300 to 400 watts, somewhere in that range, but the whole group just goes past me. And fortunately, there's enough of a buffer that I'm able to hang on. And you can see there's still a few people behind me, so I didn't completely get sent back, but I definitely fell back, 10 or 20 places there. And then I think somebody just attacked on the right side, and there's Rusty off of the front, so he must have given up on his attack, and then somebody else went, and they actually have a gap here. A small gap at this point, but there's 4 of them up there, so that's a pretty scary looking breakaway group. But you can see the breakaway group got brought back, and the field is a little bit strung out, but it's not completely single file, so things are moving pretty quick. But for me, at the back edge of the pack, it's nice to see the breakaway group get brought back so that it's all one group again. There's a little bit of a gap in front of me here, and I need to close this down before we turn into the wind, otherwise I'm going to be working way too hard. And I think this guy passing me on the left is wearing the leader's jersey, so he's the series leader, so he's probably a pretty strong rider. And he might be my ticket to reconnecting with this group. So I try to latch on to him for a little while and then go around this play try rider as well, and another rider getting dropped. And because I went on the right and he went to the left, I wasn't able to stay on the leader's wheel. So I have to work hard against the wind here to try to catch back up. Fortunately I do, but it's maybe not a match. I guess I'm pretty close to my max heart rate, so maybe that was a match after all. And it would have been nice to not burn a match there for, just trying to hang on. And you can see in the review, there's nobody else back there. So had I not connected here, I would have dropped off this race and just done a solo time trial for the rest, or maybe dropped out entirely. And there's another break off the front. It looks like just one guy in front of the group by a couple of seconds. And that's surprising to see so many breakaway attempts within the first 5 laps of this race, and none of them have succeeded so far. So it has just been a lot of pack riding for me, but right now the group is strung out single file and moving fast. So you can see going around the corner, there's one rider off the front, and it looks like another trying to bridge maybe, and then the rest of the pack is moving fast, trying to keep up with those guys, and I am struggling to hang on here. You can see I'm up at 176 BPM. My max is around 180, so I'm giving it everything I got here, and I'm getting dropped, which feels bad, but not uncommon. Just gotta do more training rides, that's the ticket. So right here is a real inflection point for me in the race. There's a gap between me and the rider in front. I'm already at my max heart rate. I know that I need to catch back up to this group, otherwise the race is basically over for me. I won't be able to connect with them again. So I'm giving it everything I have, which isn't much at this point because I'm already toast. And my brother, you can see him in the review, he comes up behind me and kind of slingshots past me. So he was able to use my drafts to go catch up to the rest of the group, and riders are getting dropped off the back of the group. So this is one of the hard parts of being at the back of the pack, is that if you're trying to get to somebody in front of you and they can't hack it and they drop off the back, then you have to go around them and catch up to the next person. So fortunately for my brother, he was able to do that. I was not, so I have resigned myself at this point to just, I'm going to take a breather, calm down a little bit, and then try to pick back up at a sustainable pace for the last 4 or 5 laps of this race. About a lap later, there's a group of 3 of us that all got dropped, and we're working together here. And you can see my heart rate has come back down to 170 something, which is much more manageable. And the last lap was about 10 seconds slower. I think this one would probably be another 10 seconds behind that. So things have slowed way down. The pack is basically out of sight, and just the 3 of us are chugging along, trying to get to the finish line. Hopefully without getting lapped, but maybe that'll happen anyway. This is Joe in front of me, taking a pole, and I think we dropped the other rider, not sure who that was, and picked up this play try rider, also not sure who they are. But it's nice to be in a group trading poles rather than just doing this by yourself. So whenever possible, when I fall off the back of the pack, I look for either people that fell off the pack in front of me or lapped riders, and just try to see if we can work together. Even just for a little bit, it's nice to get a little bit of a breather. Oh hey, we didn't drop him. I think this is Armando just in front of me in the Cadence kit and on the Factor. Yeah, so he hung on after all. Armando and Joe are dropping me here. I'm almost max heart rate. I'm gassed at this point. We only have 1 lap left to go, and I couldn't even keep up with them. So I'm just chugging my way along here, trying to get it to the finish line. They slowed up enough that I was able to catch back on, and at this point I felt kind of bad because Armando's off the front, and this is our last lap, so I have to do like a little bit of gamesmanship here. I know we're racing for 20th place, not first, but I want Armando to be in front doing the work. Ideally, I'd be back where Joe is with 2 people in front of me doing the work, But this is better than being off the front. So I'm trying to stick on his wheel and enjoy the draft and let him tow me around until more or less the sprint point, and then have a go at it. And I don't expect to do well with the sprint, but that's my strategy at this point. And I think Armando caught on to that and tried to gutter me a little bit here. So he was on the right side, the wind's coming from the right, and he just veers over to the left to push me behind him rather than aside him, so that I have to eat some of that crosswind. Nice move, Armando. We're on the back straightaway now, and Joe, who's been sitting behind both of us, just rockets out ahead, and then Armando goes, and I try to stay behind him, stay in the draft, but get dropped pretty quickly. Like I said, I didn't have much in the tank left at this point, and I'm not much of a sprinter to begin with, so they both pull away from me, and I have resigned myself to third place, starting at the back of the pack here. So this, I think it turned out being 20 or 21st place, but kudos to Armando for finishing in front of both of us on that sprint, and for Joe for doing a good sprint there at the end. Also, thanks to both of them for trading poles through most of this race. And yeah, that's the end of it for me. Hope y'all enjoyed watching, and I'll see you again next week.